President Trump is playing defense for Saudi Arabia after a U.S. government report concluded that he indeed did kill Jamal Khashoggi, that MBS did do that. So Rand Paul is one of the senators trying to block arms sales to Saudi Arabia now. Let's watch him talk about that.
We turn now.
No, it's not. You know what? One of the things that I say about news is that you don't give the jackass on the other side who's the evil piece of shit. I don't care how good Rand Paul's PR is. I don't care how he's able to pick on little things that, you know, they're all a bunch of assholes. But Rand Paul's, he's a sneaky little conniving little son of a bitch, right? He's a loser. He's a loser who is a perfect example of how fucked up our system is. How it encourages people for can't think of the word, but it's the wrong reasons. It's the wrong reasons. Encourages people to, you know, he's part of another, he's just another part of a lesser dynasty, you know, and his father has a lot of good things to say. He has a lot of good things to say, but you know what? They're fucking white supremacist creeps. The key problem with libertarianism, of their kind of libertarianism, as opposed to, say, a guy like Jesse Ventura's type of libertarianism, is that their real motivation is to let them do anything they want, as far as, you know, they would allow private ownership of everything that's public, and those private people would have rights to not serve black people in restaurants. They'd have a right to have total rule over their private, you know, stores. Everything would be private. Bathrooms, what we think of as public bathrooms and places that we've created for the public, they'd all be owned by private people, and they'd all rule it with an iron fist. No. As a matter of fact, I say the opposite should be true. If you're a store, even if you own it, I mean, of course you own it, so it's privately owned. It doesn't matter. It's a public place. The public is invited to come in. You know, under Rand Paul's idea of that, you'd be invited to come in if the owner doesn't dislike you somehow. Like maybe he doesn't like the color of your skin, or maybe he doesn't like the way you talk, or something you said. No, man, this is bullshit. And as far as him, he's, you know, he comes up with this shit just to get into the news. That's all. He knows that if he, you know, he knows he'll only get into one segment of the news, one demographic, and that's the progressive demographic. So be careful, progressives, because they're really just trying to, you know, silver tongue you. They're silver tonguing you. And, you know, no offense to Kyle. You know, I get it. He's trying to say, well, we have people who will support some of our little things. We're trying to stop the war in Yemen, right? I mean, that's what this is about. That's what he's talking about. We're trying to stop American bombs, and we have put an end to the refueling, by the way. I don't know if any of you listening know that, but that's come to a stop. But my guess is it's because they have another way. I mean, we'll see. I haven't I either haven't paid attention or I haven't actually seen any bombings in the last few days since the refueling stopped maybe a week ago. But I doubt that matters, because Yemen is... I mean, have you ever looked at the map? It's just right on the border, so... And you can't tell me that a bomber can't make it. Just bring up a map here. Jesus, it's hard to get over there. So, you know, I mean, it's what, 1,000 miles, 500 miles? A jet can get there easily and bomb. I don't even know why we're talking about refueling Saudi jets in the air. I'm sure that they could bomb. And as far as this war goes, Saudi could never win. Yemenis have the high road, and when you have the high road in a war like this, Saudis could never win. The only reason they're winning is because they're buying mercenaries to come in, and because the United States supports them with all kinds of weapons, amazing weapons. And we really need to stop doing that in general. I mean, why are we... I don't know, man. I mean, how do you differentiate between protecting your country and murdering people all around the world? It's like we can't separate the two. I'm sure that the military establishment loves that, right? That Americans can't separate the two. Self-defense from utter genocide and annihilation of other peoples. I'm telling you, man, as an American, I'm more afraid of the price we're going to pay eventually for this thing we're doing, this war all around the world, than I am of terrorists or other countries. I really am. I mean, I know that if I spend the rest of my life here in the United States, I will not die of a terrorist attack or an invasion of another country. As long as we keep our nose out of everybody's business. But they're making it happen, man. They're making it happen. You know, Soviet Union already could fight a war against us and probably win. They would have China, Iran, and a whole bunch of other countries on their side. The way we're going, right? Because we're working our way towards a war between, you know, us and them. Kind of a war between here and us over here. It's scary to me. I'm a lot more scared of that than I am of a terrorist attack or an invasion from Russia or China. There they are, they're up here. Alright, so from Progressive Democratic Party Headquarters News, this is Martin Drummond. Thanks for listening.